Sleepy Joe's approval rating plummets as the Trump America First agenda is more popular than ever. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest poll that shows Biden's support cratering, how a new survey finds that Trump's agenda is more popular than ever among Republicans, and how an even larger survey finds that the nation as a whole is more and more embracing an America First MAGA agenda for the foreseeable future. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve with you. Wonderful to be with you. As always, we are here each and every day to give you conservative hope in the midst of these turbulent and trying times, help you to think better so you can feel better so that you can be free. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. We would love to have you as a regular part of this channel. We've got some alt tech links down below for you Rumble fans. Make sure to click on the link below, subscribe to our new Rumble channel, help us to get to 100,000 subscribers there. We are almost there. And for you Parler fans, make sure to click on the link below and subscribe to my Parler channel. And let's together support the return of this wonderful alt tech site from exile. Before we begin, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that is Metabolic Greens Plus, available at my special website, greenwithsteveturley.com. Now, all you got to do is just add one scoop of it to your drink every single morning in less than a month. Do not be surprised if you notice a significant boost in your energy, or as you'll notice your friends and family commenting on your clothes fitting better, even your hair looking fuller and richer. And that's because Metabolic Greens Plus is a natural blend of premium toxin removers and metabolism boosters, which curbs your appetite and cravings. It detoxes your body and supercharges your metabolism. If you click on that link below right now, you're going to get a bottle shipped to you at some of the lowest prices ever, but it is a limited time offer, so do not wait. Click on that link below or go to greenwithsteveturley.com and begin reaping the benefits of Metabolic Greens Plus for your life today. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Biden is going down, okay? I mean, there's no other way of putting it. After every possible attempt to bolster Biden, prop him up, the mainstream Marxist media has failed to pull the wool over the public's eyes. A new Monmouth poll just released shows Biden with a falling approval rating now, just 51%. That's down from 54% at the end of January. Actually, Monmouth is being a bit generous there with that 54% in January. Rasmussen had Biden beginning his presidency below 50%. According to Rasmussen polling, Biden began his presidency with an approval rating of just 48%. I mean, what do you say to that? Seriously. I mean, 48%. To put that in perspective, Obama had a 67% approval rating on his first day in office. President Trump had a 56% approval rating on his first day in office. And that was already after weeks of deep state attacks from the liberal media and from, the U.S. intelligence community. And this pathetic approval rating was completely ignored with Biden by the mainstream media. And again, they did everything they possibly could to prop up Biden, like Weekend at Bernie's. You got this literally comatose candidate that needs the virtual reality of the media, the simulacrum, as Jean Baudrillard would put it, right, to make him look viable. So just so you know, Rasmussen today has Biden at 50%. So that's good news, right? He's actually going up, according to Rasmussen. Regardless, it is beginning to set in among our media elite that, as Fox News put it, whatever honeymoon may have been between the U.S. voters and Biden, that is over. Fox pointed out that what's really concerning here is the jump in Biden's disapproval rating, which, according to Monmouth Gauge, has gone up from 30% last month now to 42%, a 12-point jump in a matter of weeks. And it's not just Biden. The approval rating for Nancy Pelosi's Congress has dropped significantly as well, with only 30% approving of the job Congress is doing, which is down from 35% last month. Disapproval now is at a debilitating, I should say, 59%. 60%, 6 out of 10 voters believe that Congress is a joke at this point. Now, by contrast, the Washington Examiner is reporting that President Trump's America First MAGA agenda is now more popular than ever. Pollster Jim McLaughlin pointed out that with every move congressional Democrats make to dismantle Trump's America First policies, ironically, Trump and those policies become ever more popular. McLaughlin pulled these findings from a CPAC poll to make his point. 97% want Congress to do more to fight for their conservative agenda. 93% said there was voter fraud that helped Biden win. 93% said Biden doesn't have the mental capacity to be president. 96% said that the Washington establishment thinks that they are better than ordinary people. 99% said we need to get children back to school and open the economy, and 63% said that they are angry or they are disappointed with the Republican National Committee. And McLaughlin's conclusion was simple and straightforward. Trump worked. Trumpism worked. His agenda was a bona fide success, and the GOP base has not moved away from Trump only to embrace the swamp. In fact, they are far more distrustful of the swamp than ever. They hate the swamp. They hate the DC establishment. This is something that the Romneys and the Cheneys and the Sasses and the McConnells simply don't get in all of their highbrow rhetoric about protecting the integrity of our national institutions. They consistently overlook the fact that the vast majority, the super majority of the Republican base believe that the integrity of our national institutions has already been radically compromised long before Trump came on the scene. This is what Sass and Romney and Cheney and McConnell simply do not get. It's not Trump that is the problem. It is the swamp. It's the deep state. It's the establishment. It's the aloofness of the permanent political class that has effectively destroyed any semblance of integrity or credibility for our national institutions. It's not Trump. As much as Cheney wants to LARP and pretend that she's a paragon of civic virtue, she overlooks the fact that there is nothing that Trump can do that can even remotely compare to the disdain that tens of millions of Americans feel toward the permanent political class and their willing betrayal of our values, our interests, and our concerns. And so, that's why McLaughlin, the pollster, has pointed out in his words, President Trump has changed the GOP for the better. He's transformed us from the party of the corporate elites to the party of the forgotten men and women. And that's why he significantly raised GOP numbers with blacks, with Hispanics, with Catholics, and with blue-collar workers. But the news gets even better. It's not just the GOP that's firmly behind Trump's America First policies. If a recent study is any indicator, the nation as a whole is more and more embracing Trumpism as well. Now, before we get into that, as you can see, we're branding some new merch like this awesome t-shirt here. And in celebration of the launch of our brand new merch store, which you can check out by clicking on the link below, you're going to absolutely love the amazing selection. We've got a patriotic gear that celebrates Trump and all things nationalist, populist, and traditionalist. Make sure to take advantage of our 10% off discount with code LAUNCH10. If you're an Insiders Club member, you get an even bigger discount. But this is a limited time offer. It expires this Friday, so do not wait. Click on that link below and get your brand new Patriot gear at a super cool discount today. All right, so it's not just the GOP that's seeing a conversion to the America First agenda, President Trump. The nation as a whole is moving in this direction. A Harvard-Harris poll of nearly 2,000 registered voters found that basically 3 in 4 voters evidence political loyalties and sentiments characteristic of President Trump's nationalist, populist, America First platform and agenda. So, for example, when it came to immigration, voters were asked that they would be more or less likely to support a candidate who said, we have a moral duty to create an immigration system that protects the lives and jobs of our citizens. Now, that's a direct quote from President Trump from one of his State of the Union addresses. In total, an astonishing 75% of all voters said that they would be more likely to support a candidate who supported that position, which broke down in 88% of Republicans, 75% of swing voters, and of course over 90% of Trump supporters. They all said that they would be more likely to support a candidate who believed that it was our moral duty to create an immigration system that protects the lives and jobs of our citizens. Now, here's where it really gets interesting. When you break it down along racial lines, that answer along racial lines, the vast majority of white Americans, 79%, want an immigration system that benefited American citizens rather than foreign nationals. But it was almost as high for black Americans. 75% of blacks want an America First nationalist border security. When it comes to trade, a total 65% of voters, a supermajority, said they would be more likely to support candidates who wanted to put tariffs on China, as Trump did. And again, in terms of its breakdown, this economic nationalist policy platform on trade garners support from 87% of Republicans, 61% of swing voters, and 90% of Trump supporters. When it comes to foreign policy, roughly 84% of Republicans, more than 60% of Democrats, and 76% of independents said they would be more likely to support a candidate that opposes endless foreign wars. This anti-war platform is the most popular among conservative voters, 84% of whom said they would be more likely to support a candidate that talks like Trump on foreign policy. And again, an astonishing 70% of all voters are more likely to support a candidate that wants to pull American troops out of places like Syria and Afghanistan, just as President Trump did in his presidency. So this Harvard-Harris poll, combined with the Rasmussen polls that we've seen of the GOP voters, if they are assessing the current political sentiments of the American electorate correctly, then gang, in many respects, we've already won. We are now officially nationalist populist electorate, which of course does not bode well with Biden and Harris. The deep state globalist reset is going to be met with a populist uprising that may make the Trump revolution of 2016 look tame by comparison. So what all this means is that the electorate has changed. It's moving from this more ideological mindset of the 20th century that pitted capitalism versus communism to a more populist mindset of the 21st century that pits the people versus the political class, the ruled versus the rulers, nationalism versus globalism, traditionalism versus secularism. And this sea change in the electorate promises to have a powerful effect on what happens both in our culture and our politics in the years and decades to come. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. You definitely want to check out my latest video. I just uploaded it. It's actually our latest live stream, and it's on how Democrats are actually going to shocking measures to strip Biden of his presidential powers. Could this be a precursor to invoking the 25th Amendment? Find out. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.